So first of all, I'm going to create here a new folder of DB and PHP, and inside my XAMPP htdocs I have this folder of PHP course. Now I'm going to create here a new folder with the name of DB and PHP, and inside this folder I'm going to paste my simple.php file. Let's open it in our editor Komodo. Now here we have this file of simple.php. Now I'm going to save this file as connection, because first of all we have to establish connection with our database, then we can do the rest of the things, and I have made it to connection.php. But before moving any forward, I want to show you something from the XAMPP server. So here is my XAMPP server. Now you can see we have worked on Apache, and it's time we should work on MySQL. And for starting our server localhost, we need to start it with the Apache server, and for starting our database we need to start this MySQL. So if I click on this admin panel of Apache, then you will see the localhost directory, and if I click on this admin panel of MySQL, then you will see the PHP myadmin. This is our database, MySQL SQL database. There is also one more way to open PHP myadmin, and that is in our local host we have the folder of XAMPP, and you can see here in the tool you will see the PHP myadmin as well. You can browse it from here, or you can browse it directly from your XAMPP control panel of admin using admin panel. So it's up to you. Now here in my PHP myadmin panel, you can see we have plenty of databases. We have this information underscore schema, Jazibakram, MySQL, performance underscore schema, and many of the databases are built by default except for this Jazibakram. So I'm going to create here a new database. So for creating new database, you need to click on this new, and after that you have to give it name, and I'm going to give it a name of record with the lowercase letters, and now click on this create button, then your database will be created. Now you can see this pop up right here, and here you can see we have this database of record. Now in the database of record, after clicking on this button, now you can see the panel here that is giving you opportunity to create your table. You can create your table directly from here by first clicking on your database, and then you have to give it name. Now I'm going to create here a table of emp underscore record. So this table will include the information regarding our employee record, and on the next column you have to mention the number of column, how many column you want in your table. Now I have to define here number of columns. So I'm going to define first of all table with the name of emp underscore record, and then in the number of column field I think it would be okay to create 6 column. You can create as many as column you want. So for this employee record table, I want first of all employee ID 1 2 3 4 5 6 like that. Then I want employee name, then I want employee department, and then I want social security number for our employee, then employee salary, and at last employee home address. So I want 6 column, so I have to add 6 here. You can increase or decrease the number of column after creating your table as well. So here you can see go button, click on this button. Now you successfully created your employee record table, and now it's time you have to give column name. Now here on this window you will see exactly number of column which you asked your database to create for your employee record table. And we have 6 column, so you have to give your column name. So for first column I'm gonna use lowercase letter and I'm gonna give it name of ID. And on the next part you have to give it type, and you know that ID mostly have the number, so we have this int selected here. Int mean integer, so I'm gonna leave it as it is, int. And on the third panel you have to define it length. You can give it length of 10, or you can give it length of 2. So I'm gonna add here length of 10 so that we don't have to redefine it. And you can leave this default as it is, this collation as it is, this attribute as it is. And here on this index panel you can see we have the unique key, primary key. So as you know that every employee will have only one ID. I want Jazib to have the ID of 1 and I want Akram to have the ID of 13. So we need to make it unique. So you can select primary key for your ID, because it's possible that your database could have different person with the same name with the same data. So you can pick out redundancy by defining your primary key to this ID. So here we have AI comments, so you can check this box. This will do this thing that it will going to increment your ID every time. So the first time our ID will be 1, second time our ID will be 2 due to this AI increment. And you can leave the rest of the field as it is. And on the next column you have to give it name, and I'm going to give it name of ename, means employee name. And you know that name have character, so let's make it to varchar. Varchar means various character. It will also include numbers and also the characters, letters as well. So I'm gonna give it name a length of 40, and you can leave the rest of the attribute as it is. Now on the next column I'm going to add here a new name for our new column, and I'm gonna say SSN, means social security number. And let's leave it to be integer, not integer, let's make it to varchar as well. And on the next field of length let's give it length of 50. And on the next field I'm going to add here his department with the name of DEPT, and let's make it to varchar as well, various characters including letters and numbers as well. And let's give it length of 50 as well. And on the next field I'm going to add here a new column with the name of salary. And you know that our salary only have numbers, so let's leave this to be integer as well. You can pick whatever type you want. You can pick this decimal, float, or boolean as well. So let's make it salary with the length of 50. It's going to be huge salary in case if someone have the salary with the length of 50. And on the last column I'm going to add here a column with the name of home address, and let's make it to varchar as well, giving it length to be something like 2000. You can give it whatever you like. So now I have filled all the name, all the type, and all the length, because these 3 columns are necessary. And now you can just simply click on this save button. You can add some comments here as well for your own information. But now let's save this table that we created, and also you can add more column if you want here. Now let's save this table. Now we have successfully created our employee record table. So if you want to see the structure of this table, you can click on this structure button, and now you can see we have this ID, ename, SSN, department, salary, and home address. These names are the name of our table columns. You can also change them, or you can drop them, means delete them. And in this SQL panel you can see the queries, default queries right here. select, insert, update, delete, clear, but we don't have to be here because we are going to attach our database with the HTML form using PHP. You can also search your data from your table. You can insert some record into your table by using this insert tab. So I can give it some ID here, ename, SSN, everything from this PHP myadmin. But we are not going to do it from here because we are going to build our HTML form, and then we will add our data in our HTML form, and that data will come into our database according to this ID, ename, SSN, department, salary, and home address. Last thing, you can also see the auto increment function here for incrementing our ID every time. So now we created our database, we created our table, we give it name as well. Now it's time we have to make our connection using PHP with this table that we are going to do in our next lecture.